Good evening. Residents within the Picton CBD have been told to be ready to evacuate for a second time in recent days after the Stone Quarry Creek rose again due to heavy rain. The SES says you could be trapped if roads are closed after an evacuation order. Up to 100 mils of rain is expected tomorrow for Picton. Meanwhile, with more wet weather and possible flooding forecast, Wollongong Council is urging residents to monitor road conditions. Council says they're continuing to monitor roads and will fill dangerous potholes when there is a break in the weather. Residents are urged to alert Council to any damaged roads. And St George Illawarra winger Madison Bartlett's been referred straight to the NRLW judiciary for allegedly biting an opponent. Bartlett is accused of biting the arm of an Eels player during the Dragons' 10-0 win yesterday. Rain in 19 for Bendigo. Good evening. A man has been arrested in Terang after a police raid on a Sprudden Dam home. Police seized firearms and a stolen car and have charged the man with possessing drugs, weapons and ammunition while on bail. He's now in custody. Bacchus Marsh Primary School is getting involved in a statewide program to celebrate 150 years of world-class education. The project will feature special archive boxes from the 483 original government schools of 1872. It comes as the federal government announces it's lifting the childcare subsidy by 30% for families with multiple children in day or after school care. The acting Education Minister says it'll help 250,000 Aussie families. And in a boost for local tourism, Ballarat is preparing to welcome thousands this weekend for the return of Cryle Castle's annual Unicorn Festival. Showers in Colac. Good evening. Locals are being reminded that all state-run vaccination clinics, including Bendigo Health's Mollison Street site, are accepting walk-in Pfizer vaccines for anyone aged 5 and over. People aged 16 and over can get a third dose of the COVID vaccine 3 months after their second. For more information on opening hours, head to Bendigo Health's website. Police in the Goldfields region are out and about this month, targeting the usual offences like drink and drug driving. But they say they're also looking at speeding, a lack of seatbelt use and drivers using mobile phones. And 2 important events to highlight family and gender-based violence faced by LGBTQ communities will take place in Greater Bendigo this month. It's all part of the Bendigo Pride Festival and includes a one-man show to raise awareness, as well as a family violence professional training day. Partly cloudy day for Kyabram. Good evening. Petrol prices in Canberra have hit record highs thanks to the worsening crisis in Ukraine. Filling up is now costing on average $1.93 a litre. The NRMA says it's the highest price ever seen in the nation's capital, with the price rising steadily since December. The motoring body says the prices aren't likely to come down anytime soon. ACT children aged 5 to 11 are now eligible for their second dose of a COVID vaccine. Almost 4 in 5 have received one jab. And Queanbeyan locals Renee Cummings and Sarah McKenna are ready to wrangle bomb car What a Crock in the Cancer Council's rally fundraiser. The pair joining 250 other cheap cars to make the 3,000-kilometre trek to South Australia from Hay. The cause especially close to Renee's mum, who died of breast cancer. The girls aim to raise $10,000. Rain in Bravewood. Hello again. A man has died and another has been seriously injured following a house fire in Moe overnight. 39-year-old William Spitzbart Gawley died from his injuries. Mr Gawley's father was also seriously injured while his mum managed to escape. Detectives from the arson squad are now investigating whether the fire was deliberately lit. There's been mass support across Southeast following the announcement the region could get 3 new offshore wind farms. Gippsland Friends of the Earth campaigner Wendy Farmer saying it's exactly what the community's been calling for. Last week, Premier Daniel Andrews set a target of generating 9 gigawatts of offshore energy by 2040. And the Trafalgar communities celebrated the opening of 2 major sporting upgrades. The multi-use pavilion and synthetic bowling rink are now officially opened. Upgrades include new change rooms, canteens and a synthetic rink. Hello again. Newcastle has been shortlisted for Australia's new $10 billion nuclear submarine base, housing Australian, British and American submarines under the AUKUS deal. It'll be the first major defence base built in Australia since 1990. The Prime Minister warns the implications of Russia's invasion of Ukraine will stretch into the Indo-Pacific, and these subs are a critical purchase. A 30-year-old man's faced court after dangerously driving more than 30 kilometres over the limit with a 6-year-old in the back seat. The driver was arrested after crashing into a parked car, a fence and a tree following a high-speed police chase in Katara. And a pop-up cafe in Lake Macquarie is teaching locals to be more sustainable. They're helping to repair broken household items that would be destined for the bin. The Sustainable Neighbourhood Alliance leader says they aim to divert waste away from landfill.